Dear Patriots, before the news starts, please subscribe to our patriotic channel by clicking the subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up to this video. Don't forget to leave your opinion below in the comments section. Share the news on Facebook and Twitter so you friends see it. Thank you.
Fox News just revealed smoking gun that will finally bring down Clinton crime machine. Trump is doing his best to end as much government secrecy as he can. He released the fascinating JFK tapes and most people thought, why did it take so long? Secrecy for the sake of secrecy is a bad thing for a government to do in a free society. Trump also lifted a gag order on a confidential FBI informant who blew the whistle on the shady Russian nuke deal under the Obama administration. As soon as the gag order was lifted, the truth, shocking how that works out, started to emerge. And it has been devastating to the Clintons and Obamas, but nothing came close to what just happened on Fox News. Victoria Toensing, the attorney representing the FBI informant, just revealed the smoking gun that will finally take down the Clinton crime machine. She said there's on the record quid pro quo between Bill Clinton, a Russian bank, and the Clinton Foundation. My client can put some meat on those bones and tell you what the Russians were saying during that time, Toensing said, before speaking the blunt truth about whether all the smoke surrounding this shady deal is illegal. To pay bribes and kickbacks? Yes. It certainly is, Toensing said. The other thing that's against the law is the quid pro quo of whether the Clintons benefited, and we know that they did. And that would be up for a jury to look at it and say, well, was there evil intent? She then terrified Hillary and Bill, saying this is just like Senator Bob Menendez, DNJ, who is looking at spending the next decade or so in prison. Day after North Korea threatens to shoot nuke, Mattis walked up to their border and did unthinkable. Days after North Korea threatened to shoot a nuclear weapon, Defense Secretary James Mattis visited the demilitarization zone and said 5 fateful words: "Our goal is not war." Mattis stressed that we need a diplomatic solution in North Korea. North Korean provocations continued to threaten regional and world peace, and despite unanimous condemnation by the United Nations Security Council, they still proceed, Mattis said. As Secretary of State, Rex Tillerson has made clear, our goal is not war but rather the complete, verifiable and irreversible denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula. All of North Korea's nuclear tests have been underground so far, and according to CNN, they are conducting an atmospheric nuclear over the Pacific. Should they ever use it, they will be faced with the strong might of joint South Korean and American forces, Song said, and they will be met with a proportional and firm response. Mattis visited the Blue House in South Korea's presidential residence, and Trump will visit Asia next month. The White House has said that the president will not visit the demilitarization zone. Share this if you are glad that Mattis is on our side. Let's show him some love from all the Trump supporters out there. What Trump just did to our economy will leave Obama crying in jealous anger. Donald Trump keeps winning. And winning. And winning. His latest win is major, and it's sure to kill Barack Obama's spirit in the process. During Obama's last quarter in office, the U.S. economy barely managed 1% GDP growth, according to the Bureau of Economic Development. It was a sad reminder of the agonizingly slow economic recovery overseen by Obama. Luckily, Trump swooped in and tripled GDP growth in his first full quarter in office, with growth of about 3%. In his second quarter as president, he did it again. Real gross domestic product, GDP, increased at an annual rate of 3.0% in the third quarter of 2017, the Fed just announced. This means Trump economy, which has led to record stock market prices and historically low unemployment, continues to get even better. Poor Obama. He never stood a chance against Trump. This is why we put a businessman in the White House, because he's delivering results. Comment more winning and share if you're proud of how Trump is handling the economy. With these kinds of wins, how can you not? Cecile Richards gets smart about Trump on Twitter, Ben Shapiro instantly annihilates her. Planned Parenthood CEO Cecile Richards got smart about the Trump administration on Twitter Thursday evening, and Ben Shapiro was having absolutely none of it. Richards tweeted about a leaked memo by the administration, saying that they wanted to move natural family planning, like the rhythm method. She went on. You know what we call people who practice the rhythm method? Parents. Oh, Mother of God, parents? So is that what happens when you have sex? Shapiro instantly owned her because, well, he's Ben Shapiro. Shapiro has made a name for himself amongst pro-lifers for his spitfire arguments against abortion. After Anna Wintour bans Trump from Met Gala, Kim Kardashian makes her eat her words. Vogue editor-in-chief Anna Wintour was interviewed on The Late Late Show this week, and like many other celebrities, she used the opportunity to blast President Donald Trump. When host James Corden asked Wintour if there was anyone she would never invite back to her Met Gala, she quickly responded Donald Trump. Har har har. The line got a big applause from Corden and his audience, but don't believe everything Wintour says. As the Daily Caller points out, Wintour once said claim that Kim Kardashian would never be welcome at the gala nor on the cover of her magazine. A person familiar with the matter told Radar Online Anna hates Kim. Why would she be invited to the event? It is all the biggest stars in the world and Kim doesn't fit that bill at all. Then Wintour backtracked. Kardashian graced the cover of Vogue magazine and was invited to the event every year since. Anna Wintour is a liar. She craves attention, so she claims certain high-profile celebs will never be invited to her events. But when event time comes, she begs them to come in order to fill the room with big A-listers. It's all for attention, and it's sad. Comment sad. And share if you're disgusted with how Hollywood treats Trump. These liars and attention seekers need to be stopped. Houston Texans owner discovers brutally honest way to humiliate anti-flag NFL players. Tension were running high last week at the NFL owners' meeting to try to find a solution to the anti-flag players disrespecting the national anthem. The players dug in their heels and the owners did as well, and it looked like the meeting would be a disaster. The players made their points and the owners listened and made theirs. It must have been frustrating. According to a new bombshell report by ESPN, New York Jets linebacker Demario Davis set the tone and told owners, "I'm going to break it down for you guys. You guys aren't supporting us, and until you do, there's going to be an issue." With that kind of compromise, it is no wonder they could not find a solution. But what happened later, at a special meeting with the owners, made the anti-flag NFL players seethe with rage. As Jerry Jones was trying to get the owners to agree to a new rule, Redskins owner Dan Snyder agreed, saying, "See, Jones gets it, 96% of Americans are for guys standing." Which is when Houston Texans owner Bob McNair, a major Trump backer, told the brutally honest truth. "We can't have the inmates running the prison." Troy Vincent, a former player and current NFL's executive vice president of football operations, was stunned, saying he had been called everything under the sun as a player in the league, he never an inmate. McNair released a statement telling the players to relax, it was a figure of speech. "I regret that I used that expression. I never meant to offend anyone and I was not referring to our players. I used a figure of speech that was never intended to be taken literally. I would never characterize our players or our league that way and I apologize to anyone who was offended by it." Mike Pence sets internet on fire, exposes one thing that will stain Obama's legacy forever. Vice President Mike Pence delivered a stinging rebuke of the corrupt UN bureaucrats and President Obama who enabled them. And then he shamed Obama and left another stain on his failed legacy by announcing a massive new shift in the way the United States will hand out aid we give to the rest of the world, especially to persecuted Christians. We are by far the most generous nation in the history of the world. And for too long have we let corrupt bureaucrats handle our aid packages. So Trump decided to do something about it. According to Breitbart, Mike Pence just announced to Christian leaders a massive change from Obama's failures, and left a big black mark on his legacy. He said that President Trump has mandated that the U.S. State Department stop relying on the United Nations to provide humanitarian aid to persecuted religious minorities in the Middle East fighting against the onslaught of radical Islam. Pence ripped the UN saying, "We will no longer rely on the United Nations alone to assist persecuted Christians and minorities in the wake of genocide and the atrocities of terrorist groups. Our fellow Christians and all who are persecuted in the Middle East should not have to rely on multinational institutions when America can help them directly." Then he fired the shot heard round the Christian world. "And from this day forward, America will provide support directly to persecuted communities through USAID. The United States will work hand in hand from this day forward with faith-based groups and private organizations to help those who are persecuted for their faith." Then he shamed Obama in the worst way. "This is the moment," Pence said, "now is the time, and America will support these people in their hour of need. Let me assure you tonight, President Trump and I see these crimes for what they are, vile acts of persecution animated by hatred for Christians and the gospel of Christ. And so too does this president know who and what has perpetrated these crimes, and he calls them by name, radical Islamic terrorists.